Action.
Stanicky, what up, man?
Are you serious? Have someone call me when you get out of surgery, all right?
You should drive out there. Ricky's been there for you guys your whole lives.
The devil's in the details, my friend.
It worked. Atlantic City, here we come.
Yeah, it's Ben O'Shea from the West Australian in Perth, Australia. Peter, William, hello.
Hey, Ben, how's it going?
You're really good. Congratulations on the movie. I think we all need a friend like Ricky Stanicky.
Yeah.
I do,
By
too.
the way, Perth is one of my favorite music towns. Love the you know, Empire of the Sun and Tame Impala, all those guys. Man, that's a lot of good music. Was it Little Birdie or what's the one?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
you know your stuff.
Sleepy Jackson.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we like to think of it as the sort of Seattle of Australia.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is good.
The weather is a lot better though.
Every time he tries to make a point, it's like he's smoking invisible dogs.
Dear God, it's true. To support. Now it looks like I'm cupping the balls.
And so I want to start with the most important question for both of you. Peter, what notes were you giving to William in terms of correctly performing the air dicker? And then William, how did you take those notes and make it your own?
Well, first of all, he came prepared, and he showed up, and honestly, and he'll tell you himself, he was walking around his own house practicing it for a long time, and also came up with the notion, which I hadn't thought of. He goes, yeah, I wouldn't just be doing it then, I'd be doing it throughout the whole movie. So he was just doing it all the time. So I didn't give him much. I don't remember what I did give you. Did I give you the cup or
The balls.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Which that's a
What do you need to do?
that was almost a bridge too far.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Well, we did go. There was a bridge too far that we had.
Yeah.
The nest. I don't know if you
That's
remember that.
Yes.
So the director's cut of this movie, I think, will be hilarious.
If the truth does come out, my marriage is over. What if we hire an actor to play Stanicky?
Rock Hard Rod, X-rated rock and roll impersonator.
I do a whole act, wall-to-wall, top-to-bottom jizz jams. Thanks for coming out tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So horny to be here.
Show's over, Rod.
It's Ricky.
Ricky Stanicky isn't real.
My job sucked. I had no friends.
Peter, is there any way that I can unsee John Cena's medley of masturbation songs?
And if you have a time machine, work on it and just go back. That's the best.
Do you have a favorite of all of those?
I like them all, but I did particularly like the Peter Frampton one. Yeah, that one. I don't know. It's just the simplicity of it.
I like Boy George.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Boy George was good. I thought Alice Cooper was also hilarious too. And William, you've done a lot of incredible comedies and a variety of different styles of comedy, from black comedy of Fargo to Shameless. How does Farrelly comedy compare?
Hey, much
This is Ted Summerhays, my boss.
Ted, nice to meet you. Digging the suit and the seedlings, man.
The seedlings.
The hair plugs, they're new, right?
This is my hair.
And what attracted you to this project?
I would call it broad comedy. Wouldn't you call what you do broad comedy? And I've never, until now, really never done one. And I always wanted to, because I enjoy them. I gravitate towards them, and it was a joy. It was a joy. We had such fun on the set.
It looks like it. It comes across. And Peter, tell me about the man sitting next to you, who's is a screen icon, is responsible for so many wonderful characters, bringing them to life. To get him in your film, it must be pretty special.
It was the moment where everybody in the whole crew got excited. My whole team, everybody, like, you're kidding. We offered it to him, but we didn't expect a yes. And when he came back, then he said, yeah, let's talk about it. And I thought, oh, but he's not going to he's going to say, yeah, I'll do it, but can we cut out the ear dicking? And then not only did he not say that, he said, listen, I'm going to be the greatest ear dicker you ever met in your life. I was like, okay. No, he classed up the whole project, and that's the truth. And it was an honor to work with him, and everybody felt that way. It's great to have someone like him on the set. Makes everybody feel like, oh, it's a good project.
And I think your character, William, is interesting because it very easily could have been just kind of a superficial, sort of generic boss character who's kind of a bit of a bad guy. But there's heart to him that to me just adds so much to the richness of the comedy of Ricky Stanicky. Ricky Stanicky kind of doesn't have his character arc if it isn't for your character.
Oh, that's an excellent point. Well, it's all on the page. It was in the script, and he's. You're right. It could have been one-dimensional, but they gave him a beginning, middle, and end, and I loved it. That scene at the very end where he's dancing with abandon. You just see a couple of shots of it, but I don't think he could have done that at the beginning of the film if it weren't for Ricky Stanicky.
I like how your wife held you up well too. By the way, she
Yes,
was always like,
she was great.
She was like, "Don't worry, don't worry." She could see what a wreck you were.
Yes.
And she's firm. The women in this actually run the show. If you look at the picture, it's these guys running around lying, but
now I have all those things.
Are you a fraud, sir?
What's she talking about?
it's the women who find out what's going on and correct them and are on to them kind of from the beginning.
And forgive them.
Yeah.
Yeah. They kind of drive it all forward. Otherwise, it'd just be a bunch of blokes. They'd probably never leave Atlantic City if it wasn't for the women.
Yeah.
And William, tell me, what are your memories of making this film in Melbourne?
It's a great town. Pete and I were talking about it. It might be one of our favorite cities.
It's my favorite city in the world. I loved it.
It's a beautiful city, great people, and the crew was stupendous.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in Los Angeles, which has the standard is very high, and I love the crew there.
Oh yeah, they were excellent. And I love the. It's a beautiful city, but the restaurants in that city, shockingly good. You kept finding it's almost like. My favorite restaurant in the United States is city is New Orleans for food, and that was comparable. Like it were just so many great places.
Yeah, we're very lucky. And Peter, you've had so much success with comedies that you've made with your brother over the years. And then you made Green Book by yourself, which had a completely different type of success. What did that mean to you?
It was. There were good things and bad things about it, to say that. But it was a pleasure to work with those guys, and Viggo and Mahershala, and the whole process. It was, people say, "Wow, it must have been hard to do that after doing this." It was actually easier. Again, the hard part was writing the script, and then hopefully getting two guys like Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali, and then you just kind of sit back and watch them go.
They were stunning.
It was unbelievable. Like I was thinking, when you're there, this is a little different than in a comedy, where I was watching it as it was going on, thinking, wow, this is like being at a play. It's like being at a play and seeing these guys. It was just a great experience, but. It was, it wasn't a plan to, I didn't think, hey, I should do something more serious. It's just my friend came to me with the idea, and I said, that's a home run. I love it. Let's do it. And, maybe someday someone will give me another good one.
My last question to both of you is, with most comedies, there's a message there. Like, I think comedy has a great power to teach us something as well as entertain us. What do you think the message behind Ricky Stanicky is? What is the idea of creating this character to get out of things that you don't want to do? What does that tell us about ourselves?
Well, I think there's a lot of messages in this movie. One of them is that you can always change. You could always change and grow. You could stop lying, as they do. Or you could do what Ricky Stanicky did, this is a guy whose life, Rod, whose life was a mess, and he got this opportunity, and he took advantage of it, and he tried to be a better person right to the end, where he's like, okay, we're going to go clean up the bay. Like, he wanted to become this great character. That's one of the ones, but then there's also
There's a subtle theme here of have faith, and faith will be given unto you. The guys were lying to get out of their responsibilities at home so they could extend their youth a little bit. And Ricky lied to get into something, and he became that thing that he was faking. And there's a lesson there, you know.
And the lesson is also, why do you lie?
Yeah.
And there's a reason. You know, you're not lying just to be, you know, a bad person. You're lying psychologically. There's a reason people lie. Insecurity, fear, whatever it is. And if you think about it and you recognize it, then you don't lie. You can be more honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for the conversation today. It really has been amazing. And congratulations again on the film. I hope you enjoy promoting it.
Thanks a bunch.
Thank you.